So, welcome back, guys. So, this is how we closed last week. You can see this is how we this is how the market closed. So, let's go. Let's start with the trade we took. Mm, as you can see right now, price is above this level, and the good part is price even broke above this structure point where we had the retest that other week. So uh, for now, this is just a matter of waiting the next week. Yeah, so either tomorrow might do it, or Monday might do it, or Tuesday. But I just hope Monday might do it because we've been in for a long week. But it's just been a day. Yeah. So now that's the game of waiting. But the good part is we know the price has to reach this level and it's broken above this zone. This is a good confirmation of holding. And you can see even though before had some sort of retest, uh, just they just excuse me, the the internet is a bit slow. Don't know why the service is slow today. But um, yeah, so this is details. So let's just wait for the forward to just load. It's very slow. It's only around 2 bars. So okay. So this is the 4 hour. You can see. I remember telling you guys that this engulfing is okay. This 4 hour engulfing we had on the four on the in this pair was fine because I told you still price has to go up and this will just give it it's just trying to make it respect this level, but still price has to go up. So uh, in this case, just have to wait for it. So hold this till next week. And now let's focus on, but since we're holding this next week, I'll put it here. Then we'll see what we'll put in this week, this coming week. So this is the US gold trade for we almost hit take profit. As you can see what price ended up doing. But I think next week we might have it because we only have just a few pips still take profit. Then we have ZAR USD, which I wanted to sell to buy so bad, but with this price action, need price to break above this level. If I show you on the daily time frame, you can see if I show you on the daily time frame, I need price to break above this level and replace this zone. Then I can buy. Yeah, but definitely not next week because you can see how the weekly time frame has closed with a strong bearish engulfing. So I need at least next week to also have that weekly bullish close and confirm my buy. So now let's go through these pairs, and these will be the last ones because we already blacklisted them throughout the week the way they are moving. So within these, we might find the average for next week. So US dollar is also that's a trade running, and we will start with NZD. NTD card, you can see the first thing that we do is the first session. I'll talk about that's the weekly closure and all these time frames. So for NTD card, you can see I already told you that the first my interest was price respecting this level here. This was my main interest. Wanted price to respect this level. See, but price ended up breaking below, and price came back at this second OG level. I was also expecting price to respect, and price broke below as well. And price is on its way to this third OG level. Uh, this level here. But by the look of things, you can just see how this weekly candle is. Yes, first we didn't break, we didn't go the weekly candle. That's a good thing. We are still bullish on the daily time frame as well. But the only way we would now switch our buy is to the daily time frame. So if you look at the daily time frame right now, I'm only allowed to buy around this level and around between these 2 points, right? Okay. So meaning the daily, I can't catch a sell here, even though this is also an OG level for the weekly time frame. It's also an OG level, a very strong OG level. If I put on the weekly time frame, you see, it's also an OG level. This is where price as well reacted multiple times. You can see we have one, two, one, almost here, one, two, three rejections, and here. And it's to where price is going. But again, it's very risky because the daily is likely to go bearish. So I can't catch my buys around this level. You see? Uh-huh. And where does that leaves me now? It leaves us with the daily time frame. So this is this is this now just says I can only catch I can only look for possible buys within these levels here, in this level. Oh, this level. As for now. Okay. So this OG level will be blacklisted. Just use it as a way of knowing where we are in the market, but won't catch any buy from it. And this one also will be considered, but later on. And let me just do this with yeah. This is how this is how the weekly closed. Okay, this is how the weekly closed. Giving us an opportunity to look for buys around this level here. Okay, so we look for buys around this level, not at this point, because this is the daily lower low, and the daily higher low. And if we can catch a buy here, and it can even be possible in respect, but it's risky because the weekly might break or the daily might break. You never know. So that's why I avoid catching an entry where I expect the daily to shift or the weekly to shift. So I can't catch a buy or sell at those levels. Um, then we have any AUD card, AUD card in the weekly time frame. I only have one spot to buy, which is the same level where we are now. If price can't buy here, then I can't really do anything in this pair. So you can see this one is a bit more clear compared to it's a bit more clear compared to NZD card. If you can, because they're all going the same direction, but the only difference is for AUD card, price is at this level where it hasn't broken below the OG level. And since this is a retest but a pullback, you should remember what I told you. I have to know if price will be holding this level, right? Yeah. Same with this pair here. I have to know if price will be holding around this level. Okay. Yeah. Uh, Especially that this one even broke below my OG level. This one needs another week where I have to wait for price to respect this trade. Then I can catch my buys the other following week. Yeah. It's more of the same as I'm maybe saying to you. Here you can see price breaks, price retests, and price shows us it's holding, and we get that pullback, then we sell. So even here, price has broken below, as retested, but I need a sign that price is holding this level, then I'll buy. Same with this one, price has retested, but I need the sign that price will buy. So there's a high chance that next week for this pair we wouldn't even catch a trade. It will it will it will it will even give us another extra week, then close with a pin bar or a decision candle, and that will show us that price is holding. Might give us a strong week rejection, and a full body closure to the upside. Uh, let's see the daily. You see, so this is the daily as well. So price is at this level. It has retested the full body retest. So now I need this to see if the daily will be holding. So I need to see how Monday will respect this level. You see? Yeah. I need to see how Monday will respect this level. And then you react from that. Uh, but the difference with this one is the price has broken way below this position, way below our entry level. So we'll definitely pick AUD card over US, but we'll come to the evaluation when I use the daily more. But now uh, just dealing with the weekly time frame. So for this one, the weekly time frame has finally done what I was expecting. Remember, I was telling okay, here I've been waiting for daily closure, which was us waiting for the daily to go bullish. But before that, last week I told you, yes, the price has retested my OG level. You see, we have this full retest and price breaks below. Same with this candle, this trade here. Price has retested and price has broken below. But I will wait for another week so it can show me that price is really holding this level. Okay? Yeah, so even here you can see where the retest at the OG level. Then price showed us that it's holding now by breaking above the OG level. So now all we need is just a simple pullback and a buy. It's different where once price breaks, I'm just waiting for a pullback. Yes, that one I'll take the buy the moment price taps back at this OG level. Like here, you can see price broke above. Now I'm just waiting for my pullback, then you can buy. But here, when we are getting the initial retest, even if this was the forward time frame, if the price closes at this level like this, we should just imagine this is the forward time frame in all these setups starting from this level. So this is the forward time frame. Are you going to buy right now? Obviously not. You wait for price to give you a 4 hour indication candle to buy. So you wouldn't buy it. Are you going to buy it now that the 4 has given you this close? No, it's just a retest. You want the 4 to give you some sort of engulfing or a bearish signal, this price to be bought, right? But for this one, you can see what they're going to do. They're going to buy. Why? Because price has broken above and price respected your OG, the 4 hour OG level, and it's giving you an engulfing. So this price is already, this trade is even ready for entry right now. You put your entry in your entry below these weeks and you buy to around 1 to 3 there. You see, so the weekly time frame is even showing you that okay, now this trade is ready for buys next week. You see, that's the only goal, guys. You want to do it a trade that is showing you it's ready to move. Okay. Yeah. So that's the key to this strategy. So we know this trade is ready to move, right? Okay, so it qualifies to be next week. Okay, let me just do this. And then there is NZT USD. You can see this week. This is NZT USD. And and for the weekly time frame, we are looking for sales, right? Okay. So you also see why I'm saying that this trade is also ready to sell as well. So it's the same thing. It's just really the same thing. You can see price is bearish and price. So look at this as the forward time frame. Price is bearish and first you are allowed to cut sales within. You're allowed to cut buys within. Let me do this. This is the forward time frame. Look at it as the forward time frame. Let me do this. Okay, so I told you the network is so bad. So, but anyway, let's continue from there. So I said, imagine, okay, this is the forward time frame. Okay, mm, and since this is the forward time frame, we can only buy. We can only buy when price is around this. We are looking for buys, right? Wait, okay, let's see. Replay. So, okay, let's do this. Um, Okay, so this is the weekly time frame, the forward time frame. So we are looking for buys, right, at this level and at that level because we just had the break. Okay. Yeah, and and most importantly, we want to buy at this level, which goes to the initial break. And or this level, or really even that level, but you can see price came at this zone, showed you it's ready to buy, but I didn't give you the entry signal. It comes back at this level, it retests, but fails to hold, comes back at this level, it retests, but fails to hold, breaks and goes bearish. You see? So it failed to hold at this level and it went bearish. So even here the same thing, this is our lower low, this is our lower high. And we're expecting to buy within all these three OD levels. Price we tested at the first OD level. It failed to hold. You can see how price closed the other week. Price came back at this level. We tested, tried the decision candle. Maybe gave you a small buy to this zone, a small sell to this zone, but still went up. But now price has respected this level and retested and respected, breaking below this OG level and now showing you that it's ready to sell because of this engulfing. Any piece in the it's in the 4 hour time frame, you can enter this sell. Though you can enter because price has retested and broken outside of this OG level. A strong weak uh bearish engulfing. So so for this one, there's no need for me to wait for the break and retest and sell because price has already done that with a strong engulfing break. So you just enter your sell right there in your stop at this zone. You see? So meaning this price is also ready to sell. And next week we just go into the lower time frame and look for selling opportunities around this level. And you can sell. Okay. And again, the same key, I will only sell within this zone because you see when we switch to the lower time frame, this will be the daily lower high. So I can only catch my sell within this engulfing as well. You see, because this is where they've given me that potential sell, and my entry is within this level. So this is where I can catch my sell. Same with USD JPY. They've given me my entry, which is from this level and to this level. So I can catch myself within these two zones. Let me remove this. So I can catch myself within these two levels because this is my entry signal in the weekly time frame. So even the daily or 4 hour, it should be within this level, not outside of this level. And I think I just discovered that right now. Yeah. So it should be within this level because if it breaks above, then the weekly trade has now gone to a stop loss. So uh that's the key. So you can see these two trades are ready to sell. This one and NZDUSD. Then then we have USD GBP card. Let's see what this pair is also. Even this pair is ready to sell. You see, it's just the same thing. Uh, Now I explain it again. So if you look at the weekly time frame, and this is the 4 hour time frame, that's how we are considering for this analysis. Uh, if you can see the price, let me just try to do it. Price was just at the new place. Okay, okay, the new place possible. Let's try to go through this trade together and see. This one is a pretty slow. Yeah. I just do now. Okay, we are back. Okay. So let's start from here. You can see price was bullish, right? Price respect, retest this OG level where we have to buy, retest it. We wait for price to give us the confirmation it's holding, and price, what does it do? It let down sales again. Comes to our next OG level here. We still again wait for price to give us a better confirmation. Price still breaks and ends up becoming bearish at this level. Okay. So now we are bearish. In this case, I told you once we are bearish, the first thing is you just wait for the pullback to sell. We get our small pullback and make that lead to sell. Price even sells further the next week. Then now price gives us the initial retest. Once price gives us the initial retest, we don't sell immediately. We wait for price to confirm that it's holding. So price even later on breaks the first OG level, goes to the second OG level. Same as this is what's happening in NZD card. You can see that strong retest, but we are looking for sales. It's just that here we are looking for buys. No, there we are looking for buys, but here we are looking for sales. And you can see what happens. The next candle, I think, let me just show you this. You, pay attention to this candlestick. We are looking for sales in this trade, right? You can see price has broken below and has retested, and it came back at this level, and it retests with this strong bearish engulfing, even breaking beyond the OG level. And if you look at this pair, you can see that price also retested, but it also broke beyond the OG level. But we're looking for buys. And so even here, we're looking for sales, but it broke beyond. So we wait for another extra weekly candle. And what happens? Price ends up to retest deep. And this, if we saw this becomes a losing trade. But price doesn't break above the OG level. Price tries to come back at this OG level with this strong push, and then maybe even gives you the sale there because it's now outside of this OG level. But then price goes back up, comes back at this level again. Uh, I think it wasn't giving me entries, that's why I wasn't selling here. But price later on breaks and this becomes bullish. And once this becomes bullish, I'm now waiting for price to break below and and retest my OG levels, which is this zone or this level. And can see when price retested this level, I'm waiting for price to show me it's holding. It gives me this bearish candle. This shows me that price is holding. You catch your sell. Price comes back at this level again, gives me, even retest to this other OG level, gives me the engulfing signal I need to sell. And you can see price later on sold. And then price now goes bullish by taking out this level, goes bullish. And now I'm looking for buys, but at this level, which is this OG level or at that OG level, when price comes at this level, once it goes bullish, you see I get my weak pullback and buy. See, you get that extra buy. So I maybe didn't take it. And price retests. Then once price retests this level, now I'm waiting for a weekly confirmation bullish candle. We didn't get that. Price comes back to the second OG level. We didn't get that. Price later on breaks and now it's bearish. And we avoided all these losses by just waiting for that extra bullish candle. So now price is bearish and we are now looking for sales around this level, OG level again. So once price comes back at this level, and it gives us this indication, but the daily was bullish, so I didn't take this buy. But we were ready to go on the weekly. We got this nice confirmation, and the daily was bullish, I'm sure. Then the weekly ends up even going more bullish. It gives us a deeper retest, and then price tries to come back at goes at this comes back at rejects at this OG level, meaning we are still bearish, but the daily is still bullish, and the daily can then go bearish once we break below this. You see it when I shift on the daily time frame. So now price comes back at this level, still with nice confirmation, but we are still waiting for the daily to go bearish. And the weekly even pulls back again. And now the weekly gives us a strong bearish signal. And once it gives us this strong bearish signal, at the same time, the daily is now bearish from being bullish. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So you can see that the daily all this time was bearish. That's why we were not selling. From this level, it was bearish when it retested this zone. I have to wait for the daily to shift. You can see just at that small push, and it even made the new high now here. So once it made this new high, I cannot sell until price is bearish in the daily time frame. So that's why I never participated in any of this. And now price has broken below. So the daily is now bearish, meaning the weekly is ready and the daily is now ready. So I can catch myself, and this can be an entry within this zone. See? So within this zone in the weekly time frame, then now we scale down to the daily time frame where we will see uh, where we enter from. And you can see it's almost the same level because this is the daily lower high and this is the daily lower low. And it's again the same point where we had the weekly give us the shift, the entry we need. You can see this 4 hour engulfing because it's now showed us the entry by retesting this level and retesting this level. So because you can see on the weekly time frame, you're having the retest but no engulfing. You're having the retest but no engulfing. And I told you try to see this as the 4 hour time frame and this as your entry area. So price is retesting, no entry, price retesting, no entry, price gives you that no entry, then price breaks out. So now you have your 4 hour entry from this engulfing candle to this uh from to that week, and then you can target your lows. So just like that. Okay, so as you can see, this is the this is 5 p.m. and you guys expect a video from me. So let's just go through it together and continue from where we ended. Uh, so if you can clearly see what's going on now. The market is bearish on the NZD/USD on the weekly time frame. I told you that. And GBP card as well, you can see I explained the same thing. So you can see that for now, these three pairs are ready to be sold next week. So starting from USD JPY, NZD card, GBP card. So let's see if Euro card is also ready to be bought next week. Because I was looking for buys. This is GBP card, but it's just that my Wi-Fi is very low this week. I don't know why, but let it just load. It just load. Refresh this. Uh, a bit slow. Okay, Okay, so this is just a bit slow. Okay, then this is Eurocard. So you can see that Eurocard has been ready uh, for buys, especially that you can see most of the pairs have been showing you. Mm, you can see they all are having this engulfing candle. You can see this engulfing candle right there, and they all retested this one here. So then you can see the next candle that followed was this for this weekly bearish candle, but this is fine because like I told you, if I catch this buy on the 4 hour time frame and put my longs at this level, I should be okay with price retesting and having that drawdown, even though I know my take profit is all the way that side. Compared with what I'm trying to show you in this pair as well, if I catch my sale around this level, I should be okay. The weekly time frame having that retest at this level, then selling. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, that even if we have this engulfing, the bullish engulfing last week, and the other week, then we had this bearish candle. This is still fine. I can still catch my buys. And let's see what's going on with the daily time frame. Because now I have to deal with the now I have to start dealing with the daily time frame, since we already know where the weekly is going this coming week. So we have Eurocard. Eurocard, you can see the daily. It's the same thing I'm telling you. And if you can also try to remember these lines, okay, it's where I was telling you this is the weekly engulfing, and I should be okay with catching my buys around this zone here. You see? And interestingly, this is where price is retested at our OG level, which is this one. And we also had another one right there. Okay. Yeah. So this is still fine. It's just that we are now at our second OG level. And now what I need the market to do for next week at this one in this pair is simply just give me a daily bullish candle close. That's the only thing I need. If on Monday we can have a daily bullish close or above this level, because I have to buy above the OG level, above this OG level. All right, especially if it can engulf this Friday candle close, then this will be a very nice confirmation for me to buy, because price will now show me that it's holding this zone. It can't even be an engulfing, but I just need a daily bullish candle to show me that price is holding at this OG level. Since it failed to show me that it's holding at that level, it's fine. We'll see if it will hold at this level. Uh, if you can think of this as the 4 hour time frame, and everything is in line, the daily and the weekly, and you want to catch this buy and price is at this OG level, what you now need is price to give you an engulfing, right? Yes, and the engulfing you need should be right above this level, right? Yes, because this is where price retested before it gave you the buy, before it gave you the opportunity to buy, and this is where you are also expecting to buy, right? Yeah. So then, since price is at this level, what I need is a bullish engulfing candle that can break outside this level, or even break in all the way up to that zone there. That's fine with me. Then I'll switch to the lower time frame, because in the lower time frame, I'll then get the entry I need which is obviously a shift and the retest and a buying opportunity, right? Yeah. Uh, so that's the whole point here. So since price is not at this OG level where I was planning to buy at, I want this daily candle to close back at this level because this is where my buy would have naturally been. It's at this point. Okay. And if now I switch to the forward time frame, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's almost the same thing. The price gets the retest. So once price gives us the full engulfing candle close above this level, you can see that even the forward time frame is shifting from being bearish. You can see we're having lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, but it will shift from being bearish to bullish so that we just get the retest and we get the engulfing and we catch our buy. Okay. So that's the whole point. That's the whole point in the forward time frame. But again, if you look at this on the daily level, yes, it's at this OG level, but if you can remember what I told you last week, we buy where price was showing a potential that you can have a new lower high, a new high, or you say where you know that at this level there is a potential you can have a new lower low. So since now that we have price at this level, and the level of where we expected that to happen, let me just try to do this, is is where we expected that to happen is right around this level, if you can see. Uh, so as you can see, price is this is now the daily time frame on the Euro card. Just a recap, as I told you guys on the weekly time frame, that price is now ready to buy in all these pairs. You can see the weekly time frame, we had that engulfing. You can see we had that retest of our OG level here. Then price gave us the weekly engulfing, which is the breakout there. And same with this one, we had the very nice retest at the OG level. You'll see it's just taking long to load. We had the very nice retest at our OG level, and then price gave us that retest, that engulfing. The same with NZD USD. Price gave us a retest at our level, then the engulfing. You see, price gave us a retest and the engulfing. So all these are ready to sell or buy. Just that Eurocard price gave us the engulfing and it had some sort of retest. But the key is, if even if it retests, I should be okay with this with this drawdown because I'm buying based of this engulfing and targeting the all-time high. Because this is my position of trade in the weekly time frame analysis, right? Okay. So I should be okay with this 50% to 60% drawdown because I'm right about the direction. I'll be only wrong about it once price breaks below this level and this trade becomes a losing trade and price eventually breaks below this zone. Okay. So what now I expect is just one simple thing is if price this week can give us the weekly candle to engulf the previous daily, the previous weekly candlestick. And how can we capitalize off that? This is where now you found me doing the daily time frame analysis, uh, where I'm saying that now you can see that price has retested this level. Okay, price has retested. This is the engulfing on the weekly time frame. If you can, it's at this level. Let's do this. We can not even right. The network is too bad. But anyway, this is these long horizontal lines are the weekly engulfing candle. This is the high and this is the low. This is the open and this is the close. So you can see that price failed to respect this daily level. You can see this is the daily level that price failed to respect, where I expected the buy. It's just a simple thing. Uh, uh, if this was the forward time frame and price retest at this level, we are obviously trying to buy when we have the engulfing around this level, right? Around this level. Yeah, but the bad part is price now breaks below. But in this, and it's breaking here where price later on later on goes. You can see if we move to this other side, it's also an OG level. Let's do something. Okay, so you can see that here where price is on the daily time frame, it's also an OG level. If we can see how price was reacting at this level as well, you can see price reacted, price reacted, and also here price reacted, and you can see it's right around this zone, right? But the only bad part is, remember, if I told you we can't buy where we know price has a high chance of breaking the daily time frame and going bearish because it's very close to this level here. Yes, this is why I caught myself. So I can't really just buy at this point because price can really do anything. We can get this price going from bullish to bearish in the daily time frame. So the only way we play it safe is if this day gives us the bullish engulfing candle and breaks above and at least engulfs the previous candle, then we switch to the forward time frame. Because even on the weekly time frame, you can see this is the level which makes sense, and it's almost even at this. It's at this level, and even though it's one OG level, because you don't see price was here, but this is the level where price is most likely to buy from. Mm, and we just have to see what the here the only thing we have, the condition we have is waiting for the daily bullish confirmation. Then you can switch to the forward time frame. Yeah, and let me just delete this box. Okay. Now let me just go to the forward time frame. So you can see even on the forward time frame that once price gets the break above and retests this level, then price will be bullish on the forward time frame. as well, and price will be ready to buy. You see? So it's even aligning with what we are waiting for. We need the daily to engulf, then again we need the forward to appreciate and to give us the retest we need and the entry position we need, then we can buy. You see? Yeah. So some might think no, this might sell because of the head and shoulder pattern, which is right around this level, the left, the head, and the right. Yes, it can, but in this time, the direction is different on the weekly time frame and daily time frame. So this head and shoulder becomes invalid. So if we can't get that daily out of this zone, then we won't do anything, and price can even leave us and continue selling. Uh, but for now, what I want is my daily to simply have that break, especially out of this zone. Then, then show me that it's holding. Then I'll look for my entry signal in the forward time frame to then buy, because I don't want just to be buying just because it's back at this level. I want it to break this zone and engulf it, break this zone, something like this. This is what I expect from the daily time frame. Then I'll wait for my retest and buy. If I can't get that break, then I won't do anything. So our alert is if price breaks that level. If it doesn't break that level, we'll take another trade. Because usually if you've noticed how we take these trades when price fails to respect this level, the OG level on the forward time frame. Let me show you. So this is the high and price. Okay, let me. Usually this is what we do. If this is a bullish move, this is a bullish move, and this is where we expect to buy from, where somewhere there, see, and then price, instead of retesting and holding this level breaks below, we usually wait for price to break above again, then give us the retest once more, then now give us the engulfing, provided it doesn't create a new higher high once it breaks, right? And this is the same thing we apply at this level. And we'll be very patient, even if it's the daily time frame. That's the same rule we apply, uh, because we want to be safe before we enter any buy or sell, rather than regret when we know what we're supposed to be doing before we do that. So since this is what we're waiting for on the daily time frame, that's what we only that's what we apply in the forward time frame as well. But this can also be this can be this depends on how we have this break. Because sometimes the break might be, let me show you something. And this is the same move, by the way. Mm, and the break and something like this. Hmm. So this is where we were expecting to have that retest of buying, right? And you can see that price. You can see that once price broke below, price started making new. It started creating some form of structure in this time frame, and this is regardless to any time frame, either it's the daily or the weekly. If it's forming such form, now this type of structure, you just wait for price to break above, and then you wait for it to retest and buy. But if this is a strong bullish push, this is a retest, and you get that strong engulfing candle as the push, something like this, just as the push right below this noise, and that's the break. Uh, then this trade is ready to buy because it has broken above your your potential G level with this engulfing, right? But here you can see price is sort of making high highs and high lows, high highs, high lows, high highs, and high lows. How can I get that? Uh, I can show you what I'm talking about. Mhm. No, but yeah, that's the key. So in this time, in this level, in this trade, in this situation, regardless of the time frame, if it's weekly, it's bullish. If it's the daily time frame, we still do the same thing. So in this trade right now, we are at this point. We are at this point in oh, we are at this point here. We have drawn that line, and we have drawn that red line. This is where we are at this point. At this point, and at that point. So it depends with how price will react at this level. If this price will react with a strong bullish engulfing candle, breaking above this 4G level where we are expecting to buy, then I will switch to the 4-hour time frame and look for my buys. You get what I'm saying? So the condition is if the daily closes with a strong engulfing candle breaking the OG level, then I will switch my focus to the 4 hour, not the road, focus to the 4 hour time frame. You see, that's the condition we have now. So the main analogy is waiting for break to retest and to give us the the buy. But since this is the daily time frame, price is most likely to give us a strong bullish engulfing that will break around this level. If price won't give us that strong bullish engulfing, then this trade won't be ready for this week because it will also be doing this even in the daily time frame highs, giving you that structure, and then we'll have to wait for a normal break. Then we'll switch to a lower time frame, and then we can buy. Yeah, so mind you, for the daily time frame, this retest here, this short retest here, this short retest here can be a pullback. Uh, but we'll get to that. But we'll just see the main key is price to break this level. Once price breaks above this level, then we'll analyze the type of break we had. If it will be a forced breakout, if it will be a conservative breakout, then we'll move at that pace. So for now, that's the analysis we have. And let me take this screenshot. If you want, you can do the same. But I'm sure you'll be watching some maybe months from now. So you just respect this when you see what the market does afterwards. So this is very fun. So that's what we need. We need price to break above the OG level where we expected to buy. If a strong breakout, then you have the engulfing, and then you switch to 4 hour time frame. Because if you look at 4 hour time frame, it's very clear and straightforward. You see, we have the 4 hour bearish point there, higher, lower high, and then lower low. So once price breaks above, you just need the retest to then buy. So the breaking above will matter because this might be price might do this the whole week, then give us the break on Friday, and then we test, then we can buy. Or price might just drop. Okay, and we just have to, the key important point is we know what we are looking for. We want the daily to first show us the direction, because the 4 hour time frame is, that's the easiest part, but the hardest part is getting these large higher time frame in sync, and knowing they make sense, where they are in that position. That's the only key. Okay, so you can even see example with this level, with this price action here. You can see with this price action here, this price action, this is the 4 hour time frame, right? Okay, so price breaks above this level, the same thing I'm explaining to you guys. Price breaks above and price doesn't make a new high, so this is just structure, and price retests but not the OG level, breaks below. So we need price to break above and then retest and give us the engulfing, so we buy. You see? So when price retests this level right there, price doesn't give us the engulfing we need. You can see this, there's no engulfing around this level. And if this candlestick had closed with this bearish engulfing, price would have bought. But this wasn't the engulfing. So what happened was price sold. You see? And the push, the move from where it broke below to the way to the time it broke above, you see, it really depends. Sometimes, so if this was a strong engulfing candle that broke above, like this break would have entered ourselves right there and then, but you can see price didn't do that. So this becomes a conservative break. We'll wait for the retest and then we buy. So that's what I was trying to tell you around this level, that the daily time frame will depend on how it will break. If this will be a strong bullish close, then that trade will be very much ready to go. But if it won't be, then we have to wait for price to give us the entry point we need with time. So this is for AUD card, which is a very good pair. Uh, These we'll go through them once we go through these pairs that we are interested in for next week. But here's the tricky part. GBP card is selling, even though Euro card is buying. Mm. So if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see that price is having a retest at its OG level here. It fails to hold. Mm. So now we are waiting for price to break above and then gives us the entry we need, right? So now we have finally got the break we need. And now I need price to retest here. then we'll buy, then we'll sell. It's the same, and it's the same explanation I was telling you. It's just that if I was to flip this, you can now see that it's the same thing. It's just that now Eurocard where Eurocard I'm at this level, this green candle. But for GPP card, price has already broken above. This is what I'm waiting for Eurocard to do in my daily time frame. So it's one and the same thing. So in this case, we need price to retest. And so let's go to the daily time frame so we see what's going on there as well. Interesting. For this one, it's a bit straightforward compared to the other trade because the daily OG level is right around this level. And so we just need price to track back at this level, then sell. Because this is also the daily lower low, and this is the daily lower high. And by the look of things, this is where we can catch ourselves, or this zone here. That if it comes at this level, if price comes at this level, I then expect the daily to give me that break back to this OG point. Then I'll buy. See? For the price, since the daily is bearish and the weekly, I should be okay with price moving around. Mm, I should be okay with price doing anything it wants within this zone, long as it doesn't break above, because then the trade is dead. So I should be okay with anything that's going on here. Now can I be okay with anything? By knowing where my buys will be placed. So in this case, my buys will be placed at this level. Or even at this level. But again, I have to see if the daily will hold. That's the key point. So let's go to the weekly time frame. And the reason why I want you guys to know why I can buy at this level as well is because it's not closer to my daily low high, where if price is at this level, I still have to wait for price to go back. Let me show you something. Let me just show you something. If price retests at this level, I can wait for the daily to show me its holding. And even price retest at this second level, I just have to show me for if price is holding. But if price retests back at this zone here, closer to my lower high, I have to wait for price to break below this OG level and retest and show me it's holding, then I can sell. You see, because I don't sell when or buy when price is near its lower high or higher low, just for safety reasons. But if price can retest at this level, all I need is price to just give me the daily engulfing candle to show me it's respecting, then I'll buy it. But if you look at this Euro card pair, the reason why I'm waiting for price to give me this break and retest and show me that it's holding is because this next OG level is closer to my lower high, and price has a very high chance of breaking this lower high. That's why we are applying this rule. We only apply this rule in the daily time frame or weekly time frame when price is closer to its lower high or lower higher low. But in this case, when price will be, it won't be closer to our lower high. So we can just wait for price to retest and give us the daily confirmation to sell. And we can wait for price to retest and give us the daily confirmation to sell. But once price comes at this zone, it's a different game. I need price to retest to break below these OG levels and then give me my confirmation to sell. So if you look at the 4 hour time frame, it's, it's, it's almost about the same. You can catch our buy here, you can catch our sell here, you can catch our sell there. But let me just move this here. Let me just delete this. So we just need now the 4 hour to give us the retest at this point and then sell. Then who is the participate in the this trade? And what might happen is this day, this 4 hour might give us a new lower low and shift, and it will be bullish. So it can retest this level, then retest maybe even that level, and give us the selling opportunity where it gets it gets bearish from being bullish, then can catch the sell there. So this will be a very interesting trade. And there's a chance if this one fails, the Euro card will buy. If the Euro card fails, all these will sell because they usually move the same direction most of the time. But so let's see how price will respect these levels. So that's it for now. Then the next time we meet, I will go through the other two we have and pick this one, pick one of these two. Then call it a week. But yeah, that's it. So this rule, remember, of waiting for price, let me do this. Let me do this. This this rule is mainly applied to the 4 hour time frame, but it's used in it's only used in the higher time frame if the close is near a higher time frame. Used in the higher time frame if and only if the close is near the high higher low or lower high in buying or selling respectively. So that's the catch. I usually use this for entry on the 4 hour time frame, but we can also use this uh, on the daily or weekly time frame if we see how price uh, closes. And let me just do this so we can try to. Mm, hmm, I didn't think I didn't do this. Yeah, this should be here. Okay, so that we can pay This way we won't forget. Then this is lower high. So you see, we only use this rule when the daily and the weekly time frame is either near the lower high or the higher low. Then we can use the, but if the OG level is far from the higher low and the lower high, we don't need to use this. We just have to see how price reacts at that level, then can buy or sell. So that's the main point. Example, a practical example is with this pair here. Mm, mm, no, this trade. Mm, yeah, this trade, this pair, you can see the lower low is at this point here. Okay, so we have another OG level right there, and we have always another one there. So in this case, it does need price to retest and show me that it's holding, and that's what it did. I don't need to pull that that rule I was telling you, where I have to sell. I have to wait for break and retest again in order for me to buy. Wish I can get the perfect example. Let me see. Okay. Aha. This is NZD card. Price tested this level. So in this case, I wanted to pull, we put that same rule where we wait for price to break and go to the next engulfing candle, next OG level, then give us the sell. But this time we got like it. I was telling you the break also determines the the confirmation. In this time we had an aggressive break, and then so we just have to wait for a retest there, then we sell. But if you look at uh, it's if you look at and switch to daily time frame, you can see that price is almost at its daily lower low. If it comes to if it rejects this daily OG level. So I'll explain more in the next time we meet. But for now, that's it, and I'll leave you with TPP card.
Evening, guys. So this is 10 p.m. and let's just go through NZD USD before we can call it the night. Mm. So what do we have here? The same thing as I told you last in the last video. This is, take for instance, this is your 4 hour time frame and you want to buy weather price. When price tests your OG level. And right now this is your OG level. You can see this is your OG level. So price has now given you the engulfing candle. And I was telling you when price is closer to the lower lower high, we don't really buy at that lower high OG level because the lower high is, in this case it's this one, and you can see this OG level is way closer to this lower high. So I can't really buy just once price test that level. And you can see now we have this retest and we have this engulfing candle. You can, if you can also pay closer attention to this level here, you also, we see you have this retest and we have this engulfing. And what happened? Price then sold. So even here we have the retest and this engulfing, and price is going to sell. So let's switch to a daily time frame so you can see why we don't buy from the level that's closer to the lower high. So if I scale down to the lower daily time frame, you will see that price is at this at this daily lower high, and this is the daily lower low. You see, so once price retested to this level, I didn't buy one. We are closer to the lower high. And again, you see, even at the same time, price was bullish on the daily time frame, and we're waiting for price to break below this level so that price can become bearish. And so this, most of the time, this even happens when price in the weekly time frame retests and gets closer to the OG the lower high. There is a high chance that the daily is or is on the opposite trend. So even here, even if it was at this level, we're still waiting for the daily to go bearish, and you can see now the daily is bearish. So now that the daily is bearish, we simply need price to retest this level here and give us an entry level around this area. Uh, so the same thing I was telling you for in this case, we won't be applying the thing I was showing you, that if price breaks a bit above, I have to wait for price to break to retest, and then no, like if price, no, I'm saying I mean if price retest this level, I have to wait for another confirmation. No, for this one, for now, I just need the week pullback on the daily time frame. If we won't get the week pullback, then we might get, let me show you what, two things, two things will happen here. We're trying to buy at this level, right? Or we're trying to sell once price is at this level. And mm, three things will happen. It's either price, let me do this, just a minute. Uh, Okay, so two things will happen. It's either when market open, price will make a new lower low on Monday. That's the first scenario. The second scenario is we can get a daily push back to this level. And the and when I say price might just break and retest, might make a new lower low, it might open with some sort of weak pullback, something like this, just a small weak. Sasa I can. Yeah, so it might start with a small weak pullback and then might start with a small weak pullback, then follow with this daily closure. And or this pullback might even be right around that level. Or we might get the daily of this strong bullish close. And so if price breaks above this level here, if price breaks above this level, let me just switch to the forward time frame so we can see. Okay, yeah. Um, my interest is to buy, is to sell before price makes this new lower low, right, which is here. Because this is another structure point. So if price breaks above this level, then my trade as I've missed the trade and I won't do anything. Then we'll see how to react on the rest of the week. My only interest is I'll only buy, I'll only sell once price is within this zone here. This zone here. That's my only interest. And the second scenario is price might get this retest. So once the price comes at this level and gives us this daily closure, we'll then look for price to give us another confirmation, and it's most like it's likely there's a 90% chance if price retest this level again, it will also do two things: either continue making higher highs and break above, you see, or uh, when price is at this level, it might make another higher high, another deeper retest, then give you that engulfing in yourself. First, let me say this is the first scenario when price is around within our OG level. This is what we expect. Okay, and this will will signal us the the entry. If we don't get this, then we simply won't do anything at all. And I'll just explain the reason soon. So this is what I need on the daily time frame for me to sell this level, this trade. I need price to retest and close around this level, either at this point or even inside, but it shouldn't just break above. Because once price breaks above, then again I'll be needing price to give me another red candle that breaks below this level. You see? That's the first, that's on the second scenario. If price retests but ends up breaking if price retests but ends up breaking above the OG level. What I'm saying is if price retests like that, and so here we have two scenarios in short. I have this one, I have A, and I have B. When we are at the OG level, we have A and we have B. And price has every right to do A or B when it's at our level. The reason why I'm doing this is to reduce your expectation and it helps you in becoming adaptable to whatever the market brings, so that you know even if price ends up giving me what I don't want, then it's fine, I'll adapt. Okay. So in this case, the only the only time we consider this trade invalid is if price just starts with a strong break to the downside, which is this, that's why it's in yellow. Then my only interest will be I have to wait until price comes back at this zone, then I'll catch myself. This is the only time we'll say we'll consider this trade as X once we get this strong push. Okay. But if price ends up retesting with a nice retracement, then we have these two scenarios to deal with. Okay. And again, in fact, I left one more thing. Uh, I left out C. Let's get this is C, but these are the things that this time frame, this this pair can easily do if it wants, and I'm just showing you guys what the market can do so that you're ready for anything and you'll be able to adapt. Price can also push and even reach this level. Okay, so this can also be C. And if price is at this level, the only time again I'll take my sell is if price breaks and retests and give me that daily push. Okay, so the only time I'll take my sell again is if price gives me that and how did this end? I didn't do anything. Okay, you guys should be ready for anything. Uh, mm, this is fun, but trust me, you'll see. You to make sense when I show you. Okay, so makes okay. uh, I almost lost you guys. So that's these are the scenarios we might get, and price can also do this. Okay. Mm.
So this can also be a scenario which we can call C if we want. So when you're analyzing, try to build these scenarios in your head so that it becomes easier for you to adapt to anything that the market brings. If you just stay with one option, it's so hard for you to adapt and apply your strategy. So you see, I'm looking for sales, right? Yeah, the main concept is we want to sell around this level. But when price is at this level, it can give us anything. And let me just try to reduce this to 0 for now. Okay, so the first scenario is this is the perfect entry where if price retest with the daily time frame and maybe not even two candlesticks, maybe it can be three or anything, but this is just where once price is at this level, once it gets that daily retest, then the other daily candle gives us that one that daily confirmation. This can be an engulfing, or this can just be a simple daily close like that, or just anything to show you that price is holding. I don't mean when I draw this, I don't mean price exact has to do exactly this. No, it's just a scenario. This is price might come in. You can see once price. Um, where can I give an example? Uh, You can see here, let's say you are looking for buys. Once price broke and we tested, you can see it had this pin bar, came back one time, broke above, came back. It has to do a lot of things, but the main goal is you're trying to sell. So you're trying to sell. So you want once price is within this level, it gives you at least a daily red candle that will show you that price is willing to respect this zone without breaking above. And it's at least outside this box. I'll show you an example. Then B is what if price retests, and when I draw one candle, I don't mean to only happen in one candlestick. We might have two candlesticks here. You see, we might have two, or we might just have one that does this. You see, then the next one breaks with this red candle. I can still sell. You see, so I just want a red candle once price is in here. The daily time frame that will show me that price is respecting this level. You see, and it breaks up outside and can even be here, but it just has to show me some sort of respect that this level is legit. And again, we have the other scenario where what if price just goes beyond the OG level, you see? And this can also happen either with one candlestick close or three or four, but the main scenario is what if price breaks above. You see? Here the main scenario is what if the price breaks above with one candle, then comes back inside. You see? Here the main scenario again is what if price breaks, gives me that small sort of structure, then breaks and gives me that daily engulfing. You see, all these are just ways of how price can react at this level. So the second one is what if price breaks above, then reacts to this zone. Do I take the sale? No. I wait for price to come back outside. I come back at the OG level, break and give me the retest, then show me that we are holding to sell. You see? So these are just scenarios I'm drawing, but I knew if I used the candlesticks, you would have understood me better. So that's why I use the candlestick pattern, the candlesticks instead of the lines. But that's the main concept, you see? So the first thing is what if price, yes, price retests and gives us the entry, the signal we need, cool. Price breaks, maybe gives us one bullish candle break above, then the other one breaks inside, that's also fine. And what if price breaks way above and goes to this other OG level, we can't do anything, we wait for price to drop back inside this OG level and gives us an entry
we need, then we sell. Okay. And the reason why I'm waiting for this to happen after this break is because price can easily do this, can easily react at this level and retest and then push further. You see? So that's why you've seen I'm adding this other scenario here. Because price can do two things when it's at this level. You see, when price reaches this level, price can either retest and buy and or either break below then sell. So all these are things you should take note. Uh, but the main aim is we're trying to sell. So this is the daily analysis of how we will respond to this trade. And the reason why I've done this is you'll see when I switch to the forward time frame. So if you see the forward time frame, if you look at the forward time frame, right? Uh-huh. The position where you get a sale is at this level. Let me do this. You now understand why I was doing that in the first place. So this is where uh price had a price at the retest was supposed to have a retest in the actual sense before we get that new lower low, right? We need price to get that retest around this level before it gives us the the push that makes the daily go bearish. But in this case, price didn't retest, price just dropped down. Okay, so all time frames are in sync, and you can't just sell when all time frames are in sync because you don't know what the lower time frame will do or the daily time frame will do once price is at this OG level. I can't just sell once price is at this OG level on the daily time frame and gives me in the forward time frame and gives me an engulfing and sell. No, I want to see if the daily time frame will hold. And and I'll know if the daily time frame will hold. Because if you remember I was saying there's one scenario where price can break above. You see, so once price maybe breaks above it to retest this 4 hour time frame candles 4 hour level, then it will come outside and then give me the sale I need. Or price may even make a new lower high and a new lower low and then comes back at this level once more. But to be bullish this time, meaning I have to wait for 4 hour to go bearish, then I'll sell. So that's why you saw me drawing those lines in the daily time frame is because I know where the 4 hour level of buying of selling is way above. So it's a different game now. I have also to add the daily time frame for further confirmation. Then I'll be fine with the sale. So that's it. So we now need the main goal is selling at this level, but we will need to wait and see what the daily need to see the daily holding this level. That's then we'll jump when we'll confirm our sale, but this is a very clean sale. And price, and since I'm looking for sales and all the time frame we are bearish, I should be okay with selling within this level. You see, so price has every right to even come back at this zone, play around this zone before it gives me the actual sale. You see, so for us to know price is not going to play around this zone anymore. I need something that will be holding during the day in the daily time frame around this level. So that's why you are seeing me drawing all those scenarios, and because it was the easiest way you can understand why I'm doing that. But if you see if the day if the if the trade is straightforward, example this trade we took last week, you can see the trade was it was straightforward. The daily was the 4 hour was bearish and the weekly was bearish. I just needed the daily to go bullish, and the daily went bullish at this level. So I just wanted the weekly to retest, the forward to retest this level, and we got the retest. And once we got the retest, we got the engulfing. Once we got the engulfing, we entered. You see, everything is in sync. But when when price when price leaves such a huge gap around, example, just even here, take for instance, this wasn't your lower high, this was your lower high, and this was your lower low, and you want to sell at this level. It's very hard when, because price has every right to do anything within this zone. Just like for instance, if this was your, oh no, in fact, let me do this. This is your, yeah, let me just use this one. That's realistic. Uh, this is your lower high and this is your lower low. And where price has to give you the retest so that you sell is around this level. So this is where you got the break that led to this 4 hour time frame going bearish, right? Yeah, and since the 4 hour is bearish, we should be okay with price retesting around this level, even back to this OG level before it actually sells. And this is what price did, you see. So for you to avoid this loss, this is what I'm saying. You have to make sure you see if all these are OG levels, whether it's this, if it's this or that, you see if price is price really holding this level. You can see even here, once price came back, it didn't hold. You see, you avoid the loss. Price didn't hold, you avoid the loss. Price comes to this level, it's near your lower high, you do nothing, and price ends up selling, and you miss the trade, but that's fine because you didn't lose the trade. Because if you sold at this level or at that level, you'd have lost money. And the only reason you lost money, you didn't lose money is because you are waiting to see if this level will hold and this level will hold. Because if this is the lower high and this is the lower low, and you want to sell, price can do anything within this level as long as it doesn't make the new high, it doesn't broken above or broken below. It can do anything within this zone. Uh, so that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. So even same with this level, with this, with this, with this pair right now, you can see we are looking for sales, and this is our lower high, and this is our lower low. So price can do anything within this triangle, this rectangle, to, and it has been extended, right? So never mind, but price can do anything within this level to sell. But the question is, which point is the perfect selling point? You see, price can sell from this level, price can sell from that level, price can even sell from that level, because all these are OG levels where price has resisted. You can see price can sell once it's in this zone, once it's at this zone, and once it's even at that level. So you have to be very careful. That's why you now saw me using the daily and telling you, okay, since price has done this, you wait. If price comes at this daily time frame, this daily level, is it holding? If it holds, you sell. If it won't, you won't do anything. You see? And just like that, you avoid a loss if there was supposed to be a loss around the OG level. Yeah. And so this is it for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.